we're finding out that he did it again. For the second or even third time, Steve Witkoff used a Kremlin-provided interpreter to have a conversation with Vladimir Putin. This is something that you may not think of as a problem, but when you realize that Witkoff doesn't know Russian at all, he has to rely on said translator, which is why we've now heard 3 different stories about what Russia's actually asking for, because Witkoff misunderstood 3 separate times and had to correct himself. If you don't know, it is a protocol for any U.S. representative, regardless of who it is, if they're meeting with another representative of the country, to have a U.S. provided or a U.S. named provider for a translator. This is so that the United States vets this person, makes sure that this person's actually going to translate the things word for word correctly instead of mislead someone. And clearly, because Steve Witkoff decided to go with someone who was not provided by the U.S., Witkoff didn't understand what the Russians were saying, which is why they had to have 3 separate phone calls with European leaders and Witkoff and Trump to figure out what exactly was said, because Witkoff kept on changing the story because he didn't know. This leads us down the road in which the reason why Trump is having this meeting with Putin was because originally he was told that Putin was ready to give up some land and keep some others with a land corridor, and now it's not. It is Trump now having to go to Putin with Putin saying, I want everything that I've wanted for 3.5 years, which once again doesn't make sense to have a meeting now, which is leading people to believe that this meeting is now completely pointless. All because Steve Witkoff did not follow the protocol that was set in place. This is what happens when you have people who are not qualified to be doing said things. That's why we see problems with Tulsi Gabbard. That's why we see problems with Pete Hegseth. That's why we see problems with Witkoff, because these people are not qualified to be doing these roles. And now, not only is Ukraine put at a disadvantage, so is the United States, because now we look like idiots, because this meeting's not going to go anywhere, and it's supposed to help, when realistically speaking, the only people that are helping right now is Putin, because now he's going to get the handshakes and all the PR photos and go back to Russia and say, see, look, the United States likes us, when realistically speaking, every single American can't stand Russia right now. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, so please do share my videos and follow me for more.